standing there in that stuffy courtroom in Willow Creek, Montana. I could feel the eyes of the entire small town boring into my back like hot needles. My aunt's lips twisted into that familiar, calculated smile as she leaned in just close enough for her words to slither into my ear. "Drop this now, or you'll wish you had." The judge's gavel hovered, about to slam down and kick off a trial that would rip open years of buried secrets. If I'd caved to her that day, I'd never have uncovered the truth that turned me into a millionaire overnight. But backing down wasn't an option anymore. My name is Anna Reynolds, and at 29, I never dreamed I'd be dragging the woman who'd raised me through the mud of a civil suit in our sleepy corner of the Rockies. The courtroom in Willow Creek County Courthouse felt like a pressure cooker, with its faded oak benches and fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like angry bees. I tugged at my simple black dress, trying to steady the knot in my stomach. This wasn't just a legal spat, it was a reckoning against Victoria Langley, my aunt, my reluctant caregiver, and the architect of my quiet misery. Willow Creek wasn't much more than a dot on the map, home to about 7,500 souls who thrived on ranching gossip and Friday night high school football. The Langley name loomed large here, built on generations of land deals, community fundraisers, and that polished veneer of old money respectability. Folks murmured behind their hands, glancing between Victoria and me like we were the main event at a rodeo. Victoria perched at the defense table, flawless in her tailored gray pantsuit, her ash-blonde hair swept into a neat chignon. To the outsiders, she was the epitome of gracious suffering, a selfless aunt soothed by her wayward niece. But I'd glimpsed the venom beneath. "All rise for the Honorable Judge Elena Ramirez," the bailiff barked, and the room shuffled to its feet. As we rose, Victoria shot me a look, then murmured to her attorney, but loud enough for me, "You're playing with fire. Anna, drop it before you get burned." My lawyer, Alex Rivera, caught it too. His grip on my arm was a wordless anchor, urging me to hold steady. Alex was in his mid-30s, with that sharp, no-nonsense edge of someone who'd clawed his way up from public defender gigs to championing the underdogs. "Your Honor," Alex started once we settled, "we're here on Reynolds versus Langley. Case 2025 CV 147. Regarding contested inheritance, fiduciary breach, and suspected fraud in the management of the Beatrice Reynolds Trust." Beatrice Reynolds, my grandmother, gone for over a decade now. A hazy figure from my childhood, but her shadow had grown massive in the form of assets I'd never known were mine. Victoria's counsel, Preston Hale, rose smoothly. Hale was pure establishment, connected in Helena, the kind of guy who lunched with senators and summered in the Bitterroot Valley. "Your Honor, this is a baseless claim from a young woman with a history of instability, targeting the aunt who raised her after her parents' untimely passing." That word, untimely, hit like a gut punch. Even after all these years. A head-on collision on Highway 287 during a blizzard. I'd been at a friend's house when the sheriff showed up. Victoria arrived the next day, all efficiency and starch, handling the arrangements, the house, and me like items on a checklist. "Mr. Rivera," Judge Ramirez peered over her bifocals. "These are grave charges: fraud, forgery, breach of duty. You grasp the proof threshold?" "Absolutely." "Your Honor," Alex replied, unflinching, "will show a deliberate scheme of deception over 14 years. I studied Victoria's face, stone cold. Not a twitch. She sat ramrod straight, her diamond earrings glinting under the lights. Her husband, my Uncle Thomas, had keeled over from a stroke 7 years back, leaving her unchallenged queen of their empire. MS. Langley, the judge turned to her. "Any opening remarks?" Victoria rose with poise, every gesture rehearsed. "Your Honor, I've poured my heart into raising my sister's child since she was 15. After that awful accident, I've given her stability, education, a roof over her head. This suit, it wounds me deeply, but I know pain can cloud judgment. I just pray Anna sees reason before she torches the only bridge she has left. Her words were laced with that subtle poison, wrapped in concern. But I had ammunition she hadn't counted on, evidence tucked away in a lockbox at a bank in the next county over, ready to dismantle her throne. As the judge called a short break to examine filings, I headed out, and Victoria brushed by, her floral scent choking the air. Curiosity killed the cat. "Anna," she whispered, her smile fixed for the onlookers. "Just like your mother." Growing up under Victoria's roof in Willow Creek taught me that power in these tight-knit communities wasn't just cash, it was leverage. Whispers. And skeletons locked tight. The Langley estate sat atop Pine Ridge Road, a grand craftsman-style home with views stretching over the valley like a watchful eye. From my upstairs room, the town looked like a chessboard, every piece in Victoria's game. She'd scooped me up from foster care limbo after the crash, driven me back in her sleek SUV, and installed me in what felt more like a gilded cage than a haven. "Your folks left a mess," she'd said that first evening, silhouetted in my new doorway. "Debts piled high, barely enough for burial. But blood is blood, I'll handle it." I bought the line for years. Why question? She shipped me off to Willow Creek Academy, outfitted me in proper attire, drilled me on etiquette for her social circles. No shouts, no slaps, no outright cruelty, just a chill that seeped into everything. To the world. She was the model guardian at my recitals, throwing birthday bashes, even co-signing my student loans. But the rules were ironclad. Money's my domain. Anna, focus on school. A part-time job? Langleys don't scrape by. Travel after graduation? Nonsense, we have standards. I went to Montana State on what I thought was her dime. Her reminders of the sacrifice, a constant guilt trip. Every tuition bill, every dorm fee was another chain. She flashed spreadsheets at me, proof of her generosity against my parents' supposed shortfall. Their insurance? Swallowed by debts, she'd sigh, waving papers that looked legit. The first fisher appeared during my junior year break. I was helping with her annual Ranchers Association gala, rummaging in the attic for decorations, when a dusty album tumbled down. Inside, a photo froze me, Grandmother Beatrice beaming outside a sprawling ranch I didn't know. A sold sign in hand. Scribbled on the back, Ranch 3, 1990, for my precious granddaughter's security. Security? Victoria had always said Beatrice passed broke, eaten up by care costs. "Anna, hurry up," Victoria called from below. I shoved the photo in my pocket and carried on. But doubt festered like a splinter. Post-grad, I returned to Willow Creek at her insistence to assist with community work. She landed me a gig as a clerk at the local historical society. Fitting for our lineage. Pay was peanuts. But you're under my roof. Rent-free. That's where I met Jamie Cortez, a documentary filmmaker researching Montana's frontier ghosts. Jamie was the antithesis of Victoria's approval, outspoken, tattooed, probing the town's underbelly. We bonded over diner coffee and gripes about local power plays. "Your aunt's got her fingers in every pie here," Jamie noted one afternoon, poring over deed records. "Snapped up that downtown strip last year for $5 million. All cash. $5 million. While I budgeted my meager checks. Family funds," I parroted. Victoria's script ingrained. Jamie cocked a brow. "Family funds have origins. Your grandma was Beatrice Harlow, right? Of the Harlow timber legacy." Timber legacy? Another blank spot. That night, with Victoria at her ladies' auxiliary, I slipped into Thomas's old den off limits, out of respect. The door yielded. And amid locked drawers, one gaped slightly. Inside, the Beatrice Reynolds Irrevocable Trust for the exclusive benefit of Anna Louise Reynolds. Valued at $7.2 million. Dated weeks before the crash. The revelation hit like ice water. But confrontation wasn't wise yet. I played the part, cheerful at meals, chatting about society events, while rage simmered. Weeks later, Victoria dragged me to her attorney, Elias Grant. Routine updates on beneficiaries she breezed over breakfast. Grant's office in downtown Willow Creek oozed privilege, mahogany desks, antique maps, a ticking pendulum clock. Grant, pushing 80, avoided my gaze. Quick signatures. Anna, clarifying asset splits. Victoria's hand on my knee felt like a clamp. Voices leaked from the next room. Langley wants this locked down before the trust vests at 30. Cut the girl's line before she sniffs it out. Whose line? I was 29, 30 loomed in a year. Water. I faked a cough. Slipping out. Eavesdropping paid off. The Reynolds Trust 5 ranches. Timber rights. Stocks. Nearly 9 mil now. Kid's clueless. Thinks she's on handouts. Back in Grant's office. Victoria eyed me warily. Better. Crystal, I lied. Then pushed. What exactly am I waving? Her jaw tightened. Don't make a scene. Or what? Like asking about my folks' debts? Silence fell. Broken only by the clock. Grant suggested rescheduling. Victoria's nod was curt. The ride home crackled. Whatever you overheard. Drop it. Everything you have is from me. Your parents? Left you in ruins and scandal. Scandal? Her smile was razor-thin. Your dad was eyeing fraud charges when that wreck happened. Convenient timing. I shielded you, new school. Fresh start. Want that dug up? Lies. But they stung. Still. Her fear was palpable. That sparked me. From a prepaid phone. I called Jamie, help me. And find a lawyer not in her pocket. Jamie hooked me with Alex Rivera. A hell and a hotshot in trust disputes. We met at a roadside cafe 40 miles out. I'd fibbed about a society retreat. Alex, casual in jeans, listened intently as I spilled the trust, the whispers. Victoria's barbs about Dad. This screams fraud, he said. But proof's key: records. Deeds. Jamie chimed in. Public filings show Victoria flipped a trust ranch to her LLC post-crash. Undervalued. That's breach, Alex nodded. We petition records. But it'll alert her. I knew where to hunt. Thomas's den. Risky. But as a resident. It was gray. When Victoria was at events, I scoured. A hidden key under his desk unlocked treasures, trust papers detailing ranches. Rights. Investments ballooning to 9 mil. Forged withdrawals in my name. A letter from Beatrice, for Anna on her 30th, freedom to chase dreams. Victoria stewards till then. Sticky note. Hold pending. Bank trails showed siphons to Victoria's offshore havens. This nails her, Alex said. But filing means war. He checked Dad's scandal bogus. No probes. Relief fueled fury. File it. Expose her. The suit exploded Willow Creek. By noon filing day, whispers flew. Texts poured in, support mixed with nosy digs. Victoria's riposte, that night. In my doorway. You've crossed me. I tried shielding you. Within days. Her countersuit hit, slander. Emotional harm. Theft, demanding $1.50 mil. Then the smear, a tearful chat with the Willow Creek Herald. Niece's wild claims shatter family matriarch. She spun me as erratic. Echoing mom's issues. Anna's fabricated wealth myths post-trauma. Photos of her at galas underscored her saintliness. My society boss. Take leave till resolved. Fired. Essentially. Victoria's web snared all. Jamie countered with a blog, Langley's Ledger. Hidden deals? But smear stuck. Alex, she's grinding you down pre-trial. I pawned heirlooms. Scraped by. Victoria upped ante, a council tribute to her service at the courthouse. Power flex. But Jamie unearthed payoffs, counsel fees from her firms. Sweetheart deals. We filed it in discovery. Suddenly. Our case ballooned. Systemic graft. Tribute scrapped. Victoria pivoted personal, bad-mouthing to old pals. Exes. Isolation bit deep. Motel nights. Pouring docs. Doubting my spine. Deposition hell. 5 hours of hail probing. Victoria watching like a hawk. Resented her success? No, resented the lies. Breakthrough via Jamie's archive dive, a 1998 deed signed by Beatrice during chemo, impossible prologues. Notary seal stolen. Fire? Victoria's shell. Pattern repeated across deals. Criminal, Alex beamed. Need originals. Thomas's safe. Anniversary combo. Inside, forgeries. And his note, I know Victoria's thefts. Kept proof as safeguard. Too weak to act. Stop her if I can't. As I boxed originals. Victoria's lights hit. Early return. What for you done? What Thomas wanted. Her facade cracked, I earned it. Cared for that ungrateful hag. Managed her mess. Left to you? Unfair. Sirens wailed Alex's call. You'll regret winning, she hissed as cuffs clicked. Trial frenzy, media swarm. Montana matron's empire falls. Alex built case brick by brick, experts on forgeries. Accountants tracing millions siphoned. Victoria testified, protected assets. Cross-shredded her, Thomas's letter read aloud. Her denials crumbling. Nurse Depot, Beatrice Sharp. Bedbound those dates. Jury out 3 hours, for me. All counts. $8.90 mill restitution. $2.10 punitive. Fees. Victoria's eyes, pure dread. Criminals followed, DA pounced. I founded Beatrice Reynolds Fund for Foster Kids, aid. Literacy. Sold the estate, watched a family reclaim it with joy. Moved to Helena. Nonprofit work aiding fraud victims. Jamie's docu, Silent Heirs hit festivals. Dedicated to the silenced. Victoria got 7 years. Served 4. I skipped sentencing, justice sufficed. One dusk. Unpacking. Beatrice's photo surfaced. Framed now. A beacon. A call, another victim seeking guidance. I drove on. Free at last, not from cash, but chains of silence and betrayal. The price? Scars deep. But worth every tear.